I'm Kyle Tinsman. This is your new 2017 34 Key West Berkshire. This will be the walkthrough video for you. Starting out, here in the front door. Door with the keys here. These two doors are going to be for your entry door. This one is also going to do all of your compartment door locks. This one is for the deadbolt, which is going to be the top lock here. The round one is going to do the entry handle itself, which will be the bottom one here. Just like that. This round one will also do your fuel doors, which are located on both sides of the coach. So those are locked, nobody can get in there for you. Coming on the back, first compartment, we have storage. There's some spare floor tiles in here for you too. All the compartment lights are triggered by one switch inside the front door, which we'll cover later. Here we do have the slider tray. Also, we have the ladder in here that goes onto the back of the coach so you can get up on the roof and do inspections. And then if you look up in here, we do have the LP Quick Connect, so hook right into the main line so you can run an exterior grill if you wanted to.
Out that hole?
Yep, through the cable hatch. That tray does slide out both sides of these compartments, but be wary, tall objects cannot go onto it. Exterior entertainment here. All of your remotes for all of the TVs, DVD players are in, should be in your top drawer located next to your kitchen sink. Probably going to have to reprogram the channels to watch anything local to you. For this compartment to lock up, we have the silver 507CH key here. The only thing this key is going to do is lock this bed. Compartment right here. You can see your fresh tank down there. This is mainly a service compartment or kind of a viewfinder to see how much water you have in your fresh tank. Here's the Ddf tank for the engine itself. Keep an eye on the levels on that. You do have the gauge on the tank and the gauge that will show underneath the fuel gauge inside on the dash. In here we have the hydraulics for the leveling system. It's mainly a maintenance-free system, just make sure nothing's leaking. And then the storage compartment back here. The new 2017s do come with the Thru on-demand water heater. They're very nice. The only thing out here, you have a power switch. One of these, up or down, works either way, and then we have the central switch inside through the multiplex system to work it.
So that needs to stay on all the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Coming around the back, we do have the mounts down here for the ladder. It is removable, so you can actually get back here and open these doors up. And through the back here, service area, you have an air filter checker here. If you ever see this yellow plunger come all the way to the top, your air filter is going to be plugged up for you. Engine oil fill here, diagnostic port for Freightliner, antifreeze top off here, power steering fluid, transmission dipstick, and engine oil dipstick here. These back doors lock with these keys, the black Global Link keys. Move around. This is the air intake for the engine here, so make sure nothing blocks this. In here we do have the starting batteries for the Freightliner components. There is a manual disconnect right there, so for storage you can flip that off so your batteries are going to stay charged. In here is where your cord is going to store down in the bottom. We have the cable hatch so you can pull it out so you can still close the compartment. It's a 50 amp cord, and above that is not storage. That's where your inverter and charger and a bunch of relays are going to be sitting. And in here we have the house batteries. 4 6 volts. They're all good. We do have the manual disconnect there also for storage.
Okay.
Alright, in the convenience center, up here in this corner, through the new multiplex system, you can check generator hours, all of your tank levels here, including the LP. And you can check battery voltage for chassis and house. Here we do have the water pump switch to turn it on and off from out here. There's another switch inside. Water filter housing. And this does have a nice water valve system here for you. If you hook the hose up here, fresh water hose, this valve will make it do whatever you need it to do. Pointing up, that'll be for if you want to use the fresh tank with the water pump. Flip it to the left, you're going to fill your fresh tank from the hose connection here. Flip it down, you'll be using the actual hose water, which will go through your filter first. And then where it's pointed now, the water pump will pick up from here so you can winterize the unit. As you can see, this one is winterized. That nozzle there is the black tank flush. So when you go to dump the black and gray tanks, hook a hose up there and that will activate the sprayer inside the black tank to help clean it out. You do have exterior shower, gets hot and cold just like any other sink. You do have the low points on both sides here. This is for the hot, that's for the cold lines. And then obviously the dump station here, color coded handles, you have the black and the gray here. The hatch through the bottom so you can stick the sewer hose through there.
And that swivels, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Furnace is located here, another thing to make sure not to block. This is the other side of that slider tray here. As you can see, it does slide out either way of the coach. Make sure it doesn't lock before you shut these doors. In here we do have the LP tank. When you get it, it should have a full tank. If you ever needed to shut off the gas, you do have the shutoff valve here. This coach is also equipped with the electronic shutoff connected to the LP detector. If that goes off, it will shut your gas off for you. Other side fuel fill here. And in here, we do have some chassis related items. You also have the pull handle to open up the front generator compartment. Labeling here for the fuses inside of this box. And also, if you need air to pump up your tires, you do have the air chuck located here, but you will have to have the engine running. Around the front here, when this is open, you can see your generator, so you can get to the oil and the coolant for the generator. You do have the start and stop switch here, as well as the main breaker for the generator itself. Also up in here, you can see the windshield wiper fluid. So if you ever needed to add, you can fill to that tank right there.
All right, so we're going to go inside.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead.
Alright, so right inside the entry here, all your awning controls and your step locker right here, you do have the main power on and off. With this new multiplex system, if something is blue, that means it is on. White means off. So if you want to use your awnings, main power on, then you have patio extend and retract here, and then your door awning right above your entry door extend and retract. This entry step here, that's going to be the step lock, so if you guys are using the screen door, the step's not coming in and out 100 times for you. To the left of your entry here, you do have the house disconnect right here, on and off. And on this board, you have master lights, so you can turn all that back on. Exterior lights, living room, kitchen, aisle, and cargo lights. All your cargo lights are controlled with that main switch right there. And then as always, fire extinguisher is there. Know that it's there, hope you never have to use it. Coming on in. As for the front area here, for the driver, this is just your basic heat and AC for the dash, just like your car is going to have. You do have USB plugs there to charge a phone or plug in a GPS. The fan controls here will be for the front fans here, low and high. You can point those at the windshield, point them at yourself, however. The horn switch is going to switch between the car horn or the air horn. The radio switch here will turn the radio on, be it coach power or through the ignition. Generator start and stop switch here, and then your step cover switch here for the passenger. The radio itself here is new for the 2017s. It's bigger, it's high definition screen, so your cameras will be Very nice. Everything you do, whether it's reverse or the turn signals, is going to automatically show up. If you're driving down the road, you can also click the camera button and watch whatever camera you want to watch. Windshield wiper controls are all right here, as well as the wash. Engine brake here. Your night and sunshade here for the front are electric. All the rest of the shades throughout the coach are manual. With the ignition on, that's as far as they're going to come down, so you can use them as a sun visor for driving. Ignition off, they'll go all the way down to the dash. This next switch is the auxiliary start. If you ever have trouble starting the unit, push and hold that, and that'll help you start it. The two map light switches here are for the driver and passenger side lights above our heads here. As far as the gauges, you have oil pressure for the engine here, engine temperature. You do have the battery voltage here for the engine. Fuel here. These 4 green bars are for the Ddf tank. Speedometer here, tachometer here, and then your air gauges are both located here. Your cruise control is all on the turn signal controller here. Your 4-way hazards are on a metal pin at the base of that. This directional control here is going to control the Freightliner information center through the center of the dash here, so you can select through here. Every time you turn the ignition on, there will be a checklist that shows up, so you can follow that to make sure you're good to go. You do have headlight controls here, fog lights, and then the bright and dim switch here will adjust all of your gauges and the switch lights. Parking brake here, and then electronic mirrors and mirror heat located here. Push button transmission, and then here you have the Equalizer leveling system. This system is different than most. You do have to have the ignition off to use it. Auto level is going to level it straight away with the computer for you. Give it about 2 minutes and you'll be done. All retract is going to bring them back up. Now when you first turn it on, you can also use the arrow keys to control it manually. No other buttons you have to press. So either way you want to work it, that's fine. Moving on back with the rest of the coach. The driver's seat is electric for pivot forward and backward. The passenger seat has a footrest that can pull out with the black pull handle here, and then there's another one in the front so you can go forward and backward with it. Coming on into the living area here, you do have the 2 recliners here for you, as well as a control switch up above so you can turn lights on and off sitting on the chair. Over here we have the dinette. This can turn into a bed. Under here is a lock handle. You can unlock to drop this down, and we have a cushion sitting on your actual bed in the back that's going to sit on top of this to turn this into a sleeping area. This bag is going to have all your owner's paperwork in it for the appliances, the coach itself, and everything. Your second set of keys will also be in this bag. Up here we have storage. A lot of the chassis stickers and Forest River stickers are located up in these cabinets. You also have the antenna controller here. You can spin this around to try to get better signal. These blue lights is your signal strength. In here we do have the satellite controller for the stationary satellite, the Winegard Traveler unit. It is ran off of AC power like your house, so you do have to be plugged into the generator running to use this. This is for sitting in a campground only, not for actually driving down the road. Smoke detector here, so make sure that's working for you. Alright, for the AV systems of this coach, you do have the main living room TV here. There is a release here, so driving down the road this TV can be pulled out past the slide out, so if somebody wants to sit in the dinette area and watch TV while you're traveling, you can do that. Now, as for the DVD player and getting signal around the coach, in this cabinet we do have the actual DVD player itself and an automatic switch box. If you were to put a DVD player in here and this switch box is on like it is now, and you go to any TV, your bedroom, the front one above the driver, the living room, and the outside, you can get this DVD signal to any TV in the coach. You can also, if you wanted to, say a game system, another DVD player, there is free spots in the back of this to hook it up so you can run more objects and send it to every TV in here. Also in here, if you were to ever hook up exterior cable, which is located in the electrical cord compartment, this is the antenna booster. Green light means it's on. If you were ever on exterior cable, you have to turn this off to get signal. Just remember, if you want to watch antenna TV again, to turn it back on. Now, coming back to the main control panel of this system. Looking for master, there we go. So, through this is the main menu. The light bulb icon here will take you into all of the light controls for the coach. Basically every switch you see in here, you can access the same functions from this touchscreen. The second one here is going to show all of your tank levels, including LP and the battery levels. To run your slide outs, the third icon, you have the kitchen, bed, wardrobe, and sofa, in and out controls. A little checklist here to make sure you're good to go to run the rooms. The fourth one is going to be for your awnings. You have that main power awning, or main awning power switch here, on and off, and then your patio awning and your door awning controls. Down here is for all of the AGS auto gen start functions. You can change all of this on how it starts, when it starts, how long it runs. This is up to you if you want to use it or not. Down here we do have the water pump. This is the main control for your water heater here, entry step lock, and the black and gray tank heater switch here. And then the last button just locks the screen for you. This panel here, when you plug it in, you're going to see the charge light and the power light. You'll see the voltages. It is charging right now. We are plugged into 30 amp. Now, if you're unplugged, you're driving down the road, you want to run your fridge, press the inverter button. That'll engage the inverter. It's going to run your refrigerator driving down the road, so you don't have to run your generator. Just remember to turn that back off when you don't need it anymore. Here's a whole coach thermostat. We have two zones. Zone 1 will be the front half. Zone 2 will be your bedroom area. In Zone 1, we have cool, which is AC. You can change the temperature you want with the directionals here. Inside temp will show you what we're actually at. Auto, if you set a temperature, leave it at that. The coach itself will do what it needs to do to maintain that temperature in here. HP is heat pump. As long as it's above 40 degrees outside, you can use this for heat. It'll turn your air conditioners into heating units. Fern is your furnace. Your gas furnace is controlled by the Zone 1 only. Fan will just circulate air up on the roof. We go to Zone 2, which is the bedroom area. You have cooling, fan, and off. So all of your heating is going to come from Zone 1. Moving on back, all of your remotes are usually located in this top drawer here. We also have the repair paints for this unit sitting in here as well. The rest of this is all going to be storage for you. In here we do have the water filter. Since it is winterized, this is a brand new filter you can install come springtime or whenever you do decide to de-winterize it. Some Freightliner paperwork in here. The stovetop for this one. If you've ever had a coach before, you've probably seen them. They're all very similar. You can store the covers wherever you like. To run these, turn the gas on, spark it, cook what you gotta cook. Just remember, after you do some cooking, let it cool down before you do put the covers back on. Microwave here, you do have the exhaust through here and a light that you can turn on. You do have the max air controller here. This is for the vent directly located above us here. So while you're cooking, you can turn this on and you can use the remote to control it. The refrigerator here, pretty basic refrigerator and freezer. You do have the ice maker located up here. When this is shut, this is your travel lock to keep the doors shut driving down the road. It's going to screw in right here just so you know where it goes. Down here you do have your LP detector. Going back to earlier, it does have the electronic solenoid for the gas, so if this does get set off, it is going to shut off the LP to the entire coach. We do have the pocket door here for the bathroom. Close this off. Inside the bathroom we do have a vent fan, kick pedal toilet, basic sink. You do have another switch panel here. You do have the water pump controls. The fan switch is actually going to activate the fan and the vent above us here. And then vanity and ceiling lights for the bathroom. These are some storage for you. And then obviously the shower does have a travel lock. And everything we got in there. Remember to lock this before you drive so this stays secure. Onto the bedroom. We do have another pocket door here to close off the bedroom. You do have USB plugs right there in the nightstand for you. And then also this will be the cushion that's going to go on top of the dinette to turn that into a sleeping area. We also have another control switch up above the bed that has the 2 reading light controls and also a generator start stop and a master light switch on there for you, so you can control all of that from the bed. If you lift the bed up, you do get a little bit of storage in here only. This is not storage. Here we do have the AC breaker box. It's all labeled for you, so if you ever have anything not working, check in here to see if a breaker's popped. And then around the other side of the bed, underneath this panel, this just pulls off. This is all of your 12-volt fuses for the coach. This is the main control center for the multiplex system. All of these fuses are labeled on this label here, so if you have anything not working, check to see where it is here, locate it on the board, and change that fuse out. Now, on the back, you do have another control switch here. All of these cabinets are storage for you. This TV actually does swing away from the wall. There is more storage behind it here. Now onto the back. You do have the washer and dryer. These are all winterized, so to de-winterize these, when you do have water going through, just run a cycle and clean itself out. Below here is another false panel that can pull off, and there is, for winterization purposes, a bypass valve down here so we don't put antifreeze through the water heater. This is used for winterization only, not much else this is used for. You do also have the engine cover, which is located here. There is another false panel located here that pulls off, so you can remove this access panel to get to the top of the engine. And then also, you can see this, the main controller. This is a secondary main controller for the water heater here. The top mode up here is Eco mode. The second click down is normal operation, and then in the center you will have off. And then the first click down from that is a winter mode. It will use 12-volt heaters to keep the water heater warm so it doesn't freeze up on you. And then after this is de-winterized in the springtime, turn this down to clean and it will clean itself out.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your business. Have a great day.